Welcome to Passion Travel. Join us as we explore fascinating destinations, uncover hidden gems, and embark on unforgettable journeys. Subscribe now and ignite your passion for travel. Taps de Cort, coffee and ensaimada combo often enjoyed in cafes. Taps de Cort is a traditional Mallorcan pastry typically enjoyed with coffee. Here's a simple recipe for making taps de Cort. Ingredients. Ensaimada, you can either make it from scratch, requires flour, sugar, yeast, eggs, water, and lard, or purchase pre-made ensaimada from a bakery. Powdered sugar, for dusting. Coffee, to serve alongside. Preparation. Prepare the ensaimada, if making from scratch. Dough preparation, mix flour, sugar, yeast, eggs, water, and lard until a smooth dough forms. Let it rise until doubled in size. Shaping, roll out the dough and spread lard on top. Fold and shape into a spiral or snail-like shape. Let rise again. Baking, bake in a preheated oven until golden brown and cooked through. Cut and serve. Once the ensaimada is cooled, cut it into slices or portions suitable for serving. Serve, dust the taps de Cort with powdered sugar for added sweetness. Serve alongside a cup of hot coffee, traditionally strong and dark. Crespells, traditional cookies, often enjoyed during festivals. Crespells are traditional Mallorcan cookies enjoyed especially during festive occasions like Easter and Christmas. They are delicate, crispy cookies often flavored with aniseed and dusted with powdered sugar. Here's a recipe to make crespells. Ingredients. 250 g, 2 cups, all-purpose flour. 100 g, half a cup, granulated sugar. 100 g, half a cup, unsalted butter, softened. 2 large eggs. 1/2 teaspoon baking powder. Zest of 1 lemon, optional. 1/2 teaspoon aniseed, optional. Powdered sugar, for dusting. Instructions. Prepare the dough. In a mixing bowl, cream together the softened butter and sugar until smooth and creamy. Add the eggs one at a time, mixing well after each addition. Mix in the lemon zest and aniseed, if using. Combine dry ingredients. In a separate bowl, sift together the flour and baking powder. Mix the dough. Gradually add the flour mixture to the butter mixture, mixing until a dough forms. The dough should be soft and slightly sticky. If it's too sticky to handle, you can refrigerate it for 30 minutes to firm up. Shape the crespells. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius 350 degrees Fahrenheit and line a baking sheet with parchment paper. On a lightly floured surface, roll out the dough to about 1/4 inch thickness. Use cookie cutters to cut out shapes such as circles, stars, hearts, or any desired shape. Traditionally, crespells are often diamond-shaped. Place the shaped cookies onto the prepared baking sheet, leaving a little space between each. Bake the crespells. Bake in the preheated oven for 10 to 12 minutes, or until the edges are lightly golden brown. Remove from the oven and let the crespells cool on the baking sheet for a few minutes before transferring them to a wire rack to cool completely. Finish. Once cooled, dust the crespells generously with powdered sugar using a fine mesh sieve. Serve. Crespells are best enjoyed with a cup of coffee or hot chocolate, especially during festive gatherings. Sobrassada a la Mallorquina, cured sausage often served with honey. Sobrassada a la Mallorquina is a traditional Mallorcan dish featuring sobrassada, a spreadable cured sausage made from pork, seasoned with paprika and other spices. Here's a simple way to enjoy sobrassada a la Mallorquina. Ingredients. Sobrassada, available in specialty stores or online. Mallorcan bread or rustic bread, sliced. Honey, optional, for drizzling. Olive oil, optional, for drizzling. Fresh herbs like thyme or rosemary, optional, for garnish. Instructions. Prepare the bread. Slice the Mallorcan bread or rustic bread into thick slices. Toast or grill the bread, optional. If desired, lightly toast or grill the bread slices. This step adds a nice texture and warmth to the dish. Spread the sobrassada. Take a generous amount of sobrassada and spread it evenly on the toasted or untoasted bread slices. Sobrassada is spreadable at room temperature but can be easier to handle if slightly warmed. Optional garnishes. Drizzle a little honey over the sobrassada for a touch of sweetness and flavor contrast. Alternatively, drizzle a bit of olive oil for added richness and depth. Garnish with fresh herbs like thyme or rosemary for a herbal note. Serve. Arrange the sobrassada a la Mallorquina on a serving platter or individual plates. Enjoy immediately as a tapa or appetizer. Formatge de Maó, local cheese, often served with bread. Formatge de Maó is a type of cheese from the Balearic Islands, specifically from the island of Mallorca. It's a semi-hard cheese made from cow's milk, with a characteristic flavor and texture. Here's a brief guide on Formatge de Maó. Characteristics of Formatge de Maó. Texture, semi-hard, with a firm but slightly crumbly texture. Flavor, it has a rich, slightly tangy flavor that can vary from mild to sharp depending on the age of the cheese. Color, the cheese ranges from ivory to pale yellow in color, sometimes with small holes or cracks. Aging, Formatge de Maó is aged for different periods. Tierno, young, aged for 21 days, it's creamy and mild. Semicurado, semi-cured, aged for 2 to 5 months, it develops a richer flavor and firmer texture. Curado, aged for 5 to 10 months or longer, it becomes sharper and more complex in flavor. Serving suggestions. As a tapas, serve slices of Formatge de Maó on a platter with olives, nuts, and cured meats. In salads, cube or grate the cheese over salads for added flavor and texture. With bread, enjoy it with crusty bread and a drizzle of olive oil. Pairing, it pairs well with red and white wines, as well as with local beverages like pomada, gin and lemonade, in Mallorca. Olive varieties, try different local olives sold by weight. Olive varieties. Kalamata olives. Ingredients, Kalamata olives, water, salt. Preparation, Kalamata olives are typically harvested when fully ripe and then brined in salt water to reduce bitterness. They are often packed in olive oil, sometimes flavored with herbs like oregano or thyme, and are commonly used in Greek salads, pasta dishes, or as a garnish. Manzanilla olives. Ingredients, manzanilla olives, water, salt, sometimes herbs and spices. Preparation, manzanilla olives are usually liqueured to remove bitterness and then brined. They can be stuffed with various fillings such as pimentos, garlic, or almonds. These olives are popular in Spanish cuisine, especially in tapas, and are also used in cocktails like martinis. Picholine olives. Ingredients, picholine olives, water, salt, sometimes herbs. Preparation, picholine olives are harvested young and green, then brined in salt water. They have a firm texture and a slightly nutty flavor. These olives are commonly used in French cuisine, particularly in salads, as a snack or served with cheese. Gaita olives. Ingredients, Gaita olives, water, salt. Preparation, Gaita olives are small, wrinkled olives from Italy. They are dry cured with salt and sometimes packed in olive oil. They have a rich, slightly bitter flavor and are often used in Mediterranean dishes, chopped and added to pasta, or served as part of antipasto platters. Arbequina olives. Ingredients, Arbequina olives, water, salt. Preparation, Arbequina olives are small, oval-shaped olives known for their fruity and mild flavor. They are often harvested early and pressed for olive oil due to their high oil content. However, they can also be brined and served as table olives, particularly in Spanish cuisine. Paella, while traditionally a sit-down dish, you can find smaller portions served as street food. Paella is a classic Spanish dish known for its vibrant colors and rich flavors. It originated in Valencia, Spain, and has become popular worldwide. Here's a basic guide on the ingredients and preparation of paella. Ingredients for paella. Rice, short-grain rice like bomba or calaspera rice is traditionally used for paella because it absorbs flavors well without becoming mushy. Protein typically includes chicken, rabbit, and/or seafood such as shrimp, mussels, and clams. Chorizo or other sausages are sometimes added for extra flavor. Vegetables, onions, garlic, tomatoes, and bell peppers are common. Other vegetables like peas, artichokes, and green beans can also be added. Broth, chicken or seafood broth is used to cook the rice and infuse it with flavor. Saffron, this expensive spice, gives paella its characteristic golden color and subtle floral flavor. It's usually steeped in warm broth before adding to the dish. Seasonings, paprika, smoked or sweet, salt, and pepper are typical seasonings used to enhance the flavors of the dish. Olive oil, used for sautéing ingredients and cooking the rice. Preparation of paella. Prepare the broth, heat the chicken or seafood broth and steep saffron threads in it to release their color and flavor. Sauté ingredients. In a large paella pan, or wide, shallow skillet, heat olive oil over medium-high heat. Add chicken and/or rabbit pieces and brown them on all sides. Remove and set aside. Add seafood, if using, and sauté briefly until just cooked. Remove and set aside. Sauté vegetables. In the same pan, add more olive oil if needed and sauté onions, garlic, tomatoes, and bell peppers until softened and fragrant. Add rice and seasonings, stir in rice and coat it with the oil and vegetable mixture. Season with paprika, salt, and pepper. Add broth and saffron, pour in the hot broth, including saffron-infused liquid, until it covers the rice evenly. Do not stir the rice after this point to allow the bottom layer to become crispy. Arrange protein, arrange the brown chicken or rabbit pieces and seafood over the rice. Arrange them evenly across the pan. Cook, reduce the heat to medium-low and let the paella simmer gently, uncovered, for about 20 to 25 minutes, or until the rice is tender and has absorbed the liquid. Rotate the pan occasionally to ensure even cooking. Rest and serve. Once the liquid is absorbed and the rice is cooked through, remove the paella from heat and cover it with a clean kitchen towel. Let it rest for a few minutes before serving. Optionally, garnish with lemon wedges and chopped parsley before serving. Calamari Sandwich, fried squid rings in a bun, often with aioli. A calamari sandwich is a delicious seafood treat that showcases tender, crispy calamari rings, typically served in a sandwich form. Here's how you can prepare a calamari sandwich. Ingredients: calamari rings. Fresh or frozen calamari rings, cleaned and thawed if frozen. Cornmeal or flour for coating. Salt, pepper, and paprika for seasoning. Oil for frying, vegetable oil or canola oil. Sandwich components: sandwich rolls or baguette, preferably toasted. Lettuce leaves or arugula for freshness. Sliced tomatoes and onions for additional crunch and flavor. Tartar sauce or aioli for spreading on the bread. Instructions: prepare the calamari rings. Pat dry the calamari rings with paper towels to remove excess moisture. In a bowl, season the calamari rings with salt, pepper, and paprika, or your preferred seasoning. Heat oil in a deep skillet or frying pan over medium-high heat. Coat the calamari rings in cornmeal or flour, shaking off any excess. Fry the calamari rings in batches for about 1 to 2 minutes per batch until golden brown and crispy. Drain on paper towels to remove excess oil. Assemble the sandwich. Slice the sandwich rolls or baguette lengthwise and toast them lightly if desired. Spread tartar sauce or aioli on both sides of the bread. Layer lettuce leaves or arugula on the bottom half of the bread. Arrange the fried calamari rings on top of the lettuce. Add sliced tomatoes and onions on top of the calamari. Close the sandwich with the top half of the bread. Serve. Cut the sandwich in half if desired and serve immediately while the calamari rings are still crispy. Optionally, serve with lemon wedges on the side for squeezing over the calamari for extra flavor.